Hey everybody, and welcome on back to Building with Whip. Today we are back here in the docks area yet again doing some more work on this guy. Last episode, however, we came through here and built up this awesome boat. I had so much fun doing this one. Thank you so much for the awesome feedback on that guy. And to top this one all off, we did that completely through time-lapse mode. And it's on a freaking angle, guys. We were able to come up with a really cool looking diagonal boat design here that's on an angle. Sorry if this is getting a little framey. I'm not sure what's happening to my frames today. They've been jumping down to like 16 or 17 randomly. I don't really know what's up with it. My Minecraft launcher just completely reinstalled itself today, and since then everything has been running a little weird on my computer. I've been having a few computer issues recently, which is really a big bummer. Anyways, though, today's episode, moving on to the productive stuff in today's episode, we're going to be working on building up this shop. Originally, per the plan, I wanted to have this guy be a little bit of a bookstore or something like that. However, now that I'm looking at it, I am looking at the big boat out here and what we're doing over in this area, making that in like a small like rowboat building station will be right over in this area. I want to turn this one into a sail maker. So we're going to work on creating a little bit of a workstation out in this area as well here that this person here could be using to make large sails for our sailboats. I think that'd be something really cool that we could do with that. I do have one more update for you all before we jump into the building for today. One thing that I've always wanted to do in this world is create a giant world map. I've been working on it slowly over time. I think you guys have seen a few updates from it here and there, but I decided to go ahead and just get it all down on paper. Haha, get it? They're all maps. It's paper. Haha, I can finally say that in Minecraft. Anyways, it's right over here on this guy. I don't know how great it's going to be able to see inside of the shaders itself. It was previously underground over in that area behind where all those trees are grown, and now I've moved it out over here because it got a little too large to be hiding under there. And bam, this right here is our world. We have Papyrus down there. We got our desert city right over here where our sword is now dropped. Yeah, so we started here. Our very first Minecraft house inside of this survival world is that guy right there. Everything else built out there because of it. And then coming over here, we got our iron farm right down there. This road leads us all the way up here to where our vineyard area is right there. Our big farmland area is right over there. And we are currently stationed right in this area. We got our big mountain range up here. We've got the castle that we're working on right there. Our new boat design right in that guy. And then this comes all the way over here. This road joins up from it again, coming all the way down through this area, leading ourselves all the way down in here to our next castle, our first one that we built, which was Castle Bleakrock, as well as that little village right over there. We could extend this out another map on this side and get our Guardian farm in, which is right located out in that area. We have a little village right there, and I just thought this was so freaking cool to take a look at our giant world right here as one. There's so many maps and so many things going on in this place. It's starting to look pretty freaking epic if you gotta ask me. Anyways, with that though, let me get some things together. Let me get my mind around this project that we're gonna be doing here today, and I will be back with y'all. For a super quick time lapse here to let you guys know that what I was doing for the planning side, I wanted to show you guys here that we're going to be working on a diagonal here, complete diagonal for this build. As you can see, we're bringing it up, I think it's about 7 or 8 blocks tall on the different roofs or of the lower part. Then I want to bring in a tower that's going to be about roughly that tall in its total height, so we can have a cool area for us to break up that skyline over in this area. We don't have a whole lot of different height buildings, so that's something that I really want to bring into this one, is just that extra height to it, but leaves us a little area right there in that grassy area in the front where we can actually throw in a little bit of a workstation. So with that, let's get in there. All right. After we got that whole thing set up there, ready to go, my whole computer just absolutely died. I don't know what happened, but I had to restart it. I was getting 2 frames per second, and now everything's good. We're all good on all this stuff. So I guess that's a lesson to me, and make sure you turn your computer off every, maybe 4 or 5 days, and then you can actually get a good restart in there. Anyways, what we're doing in here now that we have the base structure for this up, I realized it's a little bit shorter than I wanted it to be. So what I'm thinking is on this upper area right here, to help us get a little bit more detail in here, as far as making this more interesting, I wanted to bump it out a few blocks here, bringing in our spruce logs right like this. I believe that comes up to that height, just to verify we're working on the same level here. We are good to go. And I wanted to bring this across here, and you can see I have a few birch logs as well in my inventory, and I want to stack those guys up on that top side, and this should give us the perfect number right there. It does. I love when that happens. I did not even think about that going into it, but what I was thinking is we could come up here with this guy, do some of our strip birch logs, and bring this up like 4 blocks tall right there. It's going to make our roof bit here a little bit taller than we had previously, which is totally fine. I think that'll actually bring us up 2 blocks on the roof, which would actually be pretty good. So we can bring these guys all the way around here. It gives us a little bit more space to work with, a little bit more interest to go into the whole build here. And it'll allow us to create some more interesting window bits, and it'll make this little walkway down here area look a little bit more enclosed in here with the tree going over it. With this stuff sticking out the side, it should look pretty dang cool is my hope. But that should help us add a lot more interest into this thing here. Then what I was thinking beyond that is because this area over here is much more along the lines of being industrial. This is gonna be a little bit of a factory area in here. I wanted to bring in some just regular glass right like that and bring in some spruce trapdoors. We can close these guys down right here. It should make it look pretty interesting and all that good stuff. Then we can dot some crates and things right along there to make that interesting as well. And yeah, that's basically where I'm at right now. Let me get these things thrown in here and I'll be back with you guys. All right, welcome on back. I've been doing a little bit of extra detail work around here. I brought in this little bit right here along the bottom to bring the outside out so it's not quite as flat going all the way up there. And it's basically just some stone brick there centered along the middle with a chiseled stone brick in the middle to make it a little bit more interesting for us there. I did bring it over to here, but I do want to mess up the top bit here and bring in a little bit of a wooden structure similar to what we have going on these sides. However, what I wanted to show you guys now was how we are going to be doing the roof for this one, how I'm thinking we're going to be doing the roof at least. What my thought was is that we could bring in our acacia wood right here, that we have these acacia wood slabs where these are a darker red color than what we have within Minecraft currently, because I didn't really like the vibrance that we had within Minecraft. So taking these guys out along the bottom, I wanted to just create some slabbed roof in here so that it looks nice, but it's not too tall or too overwhelming. Then beyond that, I did want to bring in along the sides of this, just bring in some stone brick stairs along the along the corners of this, so it stretches up a little bit taller than the actual bit itself will here with the slabs in the middle. So this bit will be a little bit farther extended than anything else. However, that does bring us into a point there at the center where it's going to be looking pretty cool, but basically we actually need to bring this stuff along here so that we can actually figure out what it's going to be looking like. That'll be like this, and then we need you, and then that would come up to you, and then that could be like this, then stretching up to here, and then that middle one will be right there. So it's not too much shorter in the end actually than what we had previously, so it should be looking pretty cool. Let me get this guy in here and I'll be back with y'all. Coming back over into the build, I've added a few extra things in here after getting the roof design in, which we can take a quick look at up here really quick. So it's just stepping up a half slab at a time, and it actually comes out to being only a half slab lower than the stairs themselves, which I actually really like. It comes up to that almost perfect point there in the center. So I think that'll be pretty good for what I was hoping to get out of it. Then I also have added in these side bits. I think you guys already saw this with the windows. We've got some spruce trapdoors there just to make it a little bit more interesting. Does that down here as well. I need to get the texture variation in on the walls themselves, and I've been working on a bit of a bay window design to bring it over here. I know I'm obsessed with bay windows at this point, but this is what I've come up with so far, and I think I like it. I may mess around with this guy a little bit more just to see what we can come up with, but it looks pretty good and it looks big. I was going for big here. So that was kind of my goal. I don't know what buttons I'm pressing right now, everything apparently. But over here I threw in the floor design, bringing in a little bit of coarse dirt, making it look like this is much more of a workstation than anything else. And then in here we are back into the flooring patterns, and there's now a way to get up to the top, up to that upper floor, which is going to go right up into here. And then we're good with this guy right here. We can get into that second floor, then moving up to the very top, farther and farther up into the sky. We are now at this point. I was thinking right about here would be a fairly decent point for us to start throwing in a few windows and making this into the top of the tower itself. I want this guy to be a very kind of plain, bland old cylinder that comes up here with just a bit of a roof on top. We're probably just going to throw like a roof design like one of those guys on there without all the fancy wood on it, or without the fancy extra textures to it. Wow, my elytra is getting pretty low. But let's take a look at these guys from over here. Originally I was thinking something like that, but that one's a little too big for what I want to do. I do like this roof design here on the front though, and I think if we copy this one more or less, threw that on top of there, it could blend it in well with the castle itself, showing that's a similar architecture design, which I thought would be a kind of a cool touch and idea to it. And we can just bring in some regular dark oak wood, or maybe because we have that as acacia, we have that one as dark oak. Maybe we bring it as like spruce wood Or we do like a dark oak border and then bring in the acacia in the middle. That could look pretty cool. You know, I might do that. I've shown you guys this roof design plenty of times here, so let me get that one on there. 2 hours later, we're back and we have a lot of stuff done. I've been working hard on this one here, getting a lot of variation into this build. I finished up the top of this dude up here. It's looking pretty great. And it looked really great from up there. But basically what I did was that dark oak trim like we had been talking about, exactly the same as that guy up there. And then I brought in some acacia wood here in the center, and I like it. I think it looks pretty good. I did bring in the white stained glass panes that we have here, and then this is also stripped oak log. I just kind of dropped that off on the top there just to add a little bit of extra detail and have some variety into the building itself. Then here we're doing stone brick, then 2 stone and stone brick going all the way down, similar again to what we're doing right over there. Well, closely similar to it. Anyways, this guy I have not done texture variation for yet. Basically, it's just some cobblestone and some andesite around the base. These ones are largely cobblestone at the base and then andesite moving up. So it's kind of that whiter, or not white, but like lighter gray-ish, messier gray color than just the plain stone. Wanted to get a little bit of variety into there. Now, I was thinking next, because so many people were super excited about us doing this in the episode last week, or where we built up the interior, I wanted to actually bring that in here a little bit more and show you guys a little bit about what the process that I was thinking for doing this. So we got our wool in here, we got some white concrete powder, and basically the idea behind this one is to have sort of a cloth making factory. So we want to somehow get the ability to have a few different things in here. I was thinking we could have like 2 reels like this. So we have 1 reel right there and we have another reel right here, where we'll want to put the wool on that. And then I was thinking on the edge of these guys, we'd put that as like a turning wheel or something. So then we can do the wool and we got our turning wheel. What I really wish is we could throw like a button or something right in there like that. Just taking a spruce button and put that guy right there. Oh, that'd be so perfect. What I did not grab really when I was doing this, how do you make carpet again? Right, it's just the 2 across the base. Good job, Whip, good job. So what I need is some carpet, and I also need some string. Let me grab some of that real fast. Okay, so the goal for this one is to basically make it look like we have something coming together where they're trying to weave all the cloth and carpet and everything here together. So what I was thinking was I have 2 ideas in mind for how to do this one. One, I was thinking we just take some string like this, then we bring our carpet in, and place them like this. So it looks like we're basically trying to turn this thing and pull it out here and weave the carpet in here to get, or weave the carpets here and to get into some like massive large fabric. Then I was thinking you can basically come around to this side, and then on both of these ones we'll probably want to create, I was thinking we'd probably need to do that over there too. I was thinking we could create a crate of sorts where we're like piling this stuff up into it, but that almost doesn't work too well because we need to actually get that on this side here as well. Maybe we actually make this a longer one, so the one over here can be a little bit longer. But what I was thinking to mix it up on these ones, I'm curious what you guys think about that. If instead of doing it the way we did it there, we bring this over like this, and then we lay the carpet on here, it makes it look like a little bit more like there is a platform that it's resting on instead of this is floating across the air. So let me know what you guys think about that one. Which one should we do with? But I was thinking this would be a really simple way of making a factory looking like it's somewhere where they could weave the sails in here together in bulk with some sort of machinery or something that they could be using. Now beyond that, it wouldn't be a whip interior without throwing some random chests and crafting tables and note blocks and the works around this area. So we got a little bit of work to do here. So what I was thinking was, back here, the guys might have some sort of a storage center, because obviously we don't have a whole lot of ground space with how big these are. So maybe we want to just do a little bit like that. And then in here, we can stack up some crates along the back here, so we can maybe mix you guys up like that. That could work great. So we have a little bit of detail going on back there. Then obviously they're probably going to need some tools in the works over in this area. So we want to do a similar pattern right here. I think we're going to do a craft table up on that one, and then some chests down there, and probably another crafting table down here. And then we'll do the double note block with something like that. That works totally fine. And that's probably pretty good for decorating the interior of this one out. However, we did make this little outside area here, so we could do a little bit of work on this one as well. What I was thinking was we have a small like water trough of sorts, so we can have it maybe look like there's somewhere where they're like washing everything before putting it into the ocean or onto the boat or wherever it's going to be going. So they wash it and clean it off, make sure it's all bleached up and good, and then wash it off from there. Thought that'd be kind of a cool idea of something we could add into here. Then obviously I do need a little bit of wood here. 1 second. All right, mission accomplished. I got a few oak stairs here that we could use as a sort of a way for creating some tables and things to make it look like they're trying to like maybe work with some things. And I was thinking, originally I was just thinking right there, we'd probably want to do that one, but we probably want a big doorway that leads all the way down from here over to here so they can carry the stuff out. So let's actually turn this guy sideways right here. And then can we do like you and then that one on top, and then maybe on here we have like some small bits of carpet that they're trying to weave together or clean off or something like that. I do have some shears here. I don't have any item frames on me though, but I did want to hang some shears up here. Maybe they're using it to cut it or some sort of weaving tool, but that's probably enough of me blabbing on with ideas that I was thinking for this type of stuff. Let me do a little bit more work in here messing around with it and see what I can't come up with. All right, everybody, welcome on back. I think today this is gonna have to do it. I am way behind on videos still. A lot of things have been happening for me, so I've not really been able to spend a whole lot of time here, but I think this has been a pretty good one. We've built up this whole structure here. Decided to leave that one as just plain stone right there so it stands out a little bit from the rest of it, and I kind of like it. I think it'll do a good job here. Added in some bushes and colorful flowers and bits all over this place. I went a little overboard, so I want to give you all an update on this stuff. I believe all those boxes and crates along here are new. All these flowers are new out here. We got a nice little blue one in the flower pot. I know I got yelled at a bunch for bringing blue flowers up there and not placing any down, so there's your blue flower. I did come through this lower area down here as well and added in some flowers and life and bushes and all that stuff, and this is where I got carried away. I have brought in yet another tree. This is almost like one of our willow trees, like that guy, but a little bit different. I don't really know what it is. I had so much fun building it though. It was really cool. It's nice to just take a break from everything, even throw a little bit of dead coral in there, like some fungi or something off of the sea, or I don't really know. Thought it was a cool one, but we got all this stuff over here, the little bit of details added in here and there, got all of our shears in place, all that good stuff. I really like this build. I love these end structures that we came up with. I did bring in the oak trapdoors to the bottom of this guy as well because I think it looked a little bit more solid. And then we got our big reams of paper right here being rolled up or something to be able to carry it out onto the ships and hung up for the sails and all that cool stuff. I thought that was a really clever way that we can make something up here, make it turn out to be pretty cool on this one. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I do have a brief interruption here today though. There is one build in the castle contests that I accidentally missed, and it's a really sweet one, so let's go check it out. So we are over here really quickly, just gonna be checking this one out. It's called the Le Chateau de Fred. He built us on the server here because he needed to get a lot of the extra plugin abilities that they have to basically allow saplings to float and things like that, so you can create some extra cool custom trees, and I can't delete that block, that's fine. So I want to quickly come around and check this thing out because he sent me some screenshots of it, and it looks pretty epic. So let's quickly run through this guy. There's a lot of inspiration here that a lot of you guys can hopefully take from this one. We'll just be doing a quick tour around this build, and then we'll be jumping back into our Minecraft survival world itself, but it's very cool. Take a look at all this stuff from up here. He spent a lot of time doing the detail bits for this, using the same world seed that we had used for everything else. So this is the same area. It just looks a lot different now. So you can see all the custom trees and everything are looking very, very epic. Very grand, and oh my gosh, I love the sandstone. Look, everybody here using sandstone to make their castle designs, everything really makes me want to jump in and check out using some sandstone designs for like a palace or something like that myself. It would be so much fun. And hey, we got a really sweet boat over here. We got a big old ship out here. Wow, look at the sails on that guy. That is insanely big. Very, very cool. So they even have a plugin on here, it looks like, to where you can make it so fences don't connect together. That'd be pretty useful if you can somehow get that. I guess you can do that with the debug stick as well. Overall, I think I'm most impressed by the trees in this area. I think we just found the entrance area to get into the middle of this one, and it's looking pretty sweet. We got some awesome tables and chairs, it looks like, right in here. Some very big tables. Very big, very big chairs. Okay, so can you, oh, you can't even get up there because of the table. That's super cool though. That's an interesting little detail you can add in. Wow, that is a very, very cool tree over there. Making it look all magical and stuff with using the different lilac bits. Very cool stuff here. I love the use of all the arches. This feels very large and very grand. Not something quite that you'd be able to achieve too easily or too simply inside of a survival world, but overall, I like this one a lot. It's very cool stuff here. I just wanted to quickly check out Wade's build here with everybody, and let's jump back over into the survival world. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed Wade's castle over there. That was super cool to look at. Love the Mediterranean builds, but I think that is gonna have to do it for today's episode. We have finished up this whole area of the docks right in here, which means we got those two buildings right there. We got our crane and our little workstation in there. We got those two houses, and we got that one big weird shaped one over there, as well as another tree to throw in right into that guy. We've got a lot of stuff done, and we got a lot of more stuff going on in here. I think we're gonna do that as a commenter question today instead of doing one, because we were touring around that castle build. So thank you all so much for watching today's video. Please hit that like button if you did enjoy, subscribe if you are new, and I will catch you on the flip side.